What's up, guys? Got asked a good question about now being in the corner versus being the fighter, being the coach in the corner versus being the fighter, and how it feels when your fighters win, how it feels when your fighters lose, and it's very similar, guys. It's very similar. Like think about if you do train already and you compete or just train in general. Like if you say you're a person that just been training for a few months at the gym and you go to one of your teammates fights. When they win, you feel like you won. You're very excited, and then when they lose, you feel like you lost. So it's a very similar feeling as a coach, very similar. And I will say it's way easier for sure. It's way easier being the coach. It's way easier when you go on the trips. You actually get to eat. Like I get to eat now. I don't have to diet. I'm not cutting the weight. It's not as hard. So it's definitely easier from that perspective. But it's very nerve wracking for sure as a coach. I would say for me, different people are different, but there's a lot of stress as the coach because you you can't control the situation. Like as a fighter, even though you could go out there and get hurt, you could lose for sure, but at least you're in somewhat of control. But as the coach, you're really not in control. You're in control of what you taught the fighter leading up to it, how you train them, how prepared you made them. But it's still ultimately up to them to fight and to prove the point of getting the win. And it's very nerve wracking for sure. It's very nerve wracking because since I can't control the situation, I'm more nervous than when I fight. Honest to God, so that's been a big eye opener for me. I didn't really think I was going to be more nervous for my fighters than I would myself, but that's kind of how it's played out. But it's very, very similar to being a fighter. Honestly, is when your fighter wins, you feel like you won. When your fighter loses, you feel like you lost, and it sucks. And there's times, certain different times call for different stuff. Sometimes you lose a fight, and you're if it was a close fight, you feel like you got ripped off. You have to say something as a coach. You kind of need to be somewhat vocal in the moment, at least. That doesn't mean be disrespectful, but you have to say something. Or if you feel like your fighter got ripped off, I kind of did that when my fighter Victor fought in Mexico City. I really thought he won that fight. I thought he won that fight, and I was very disappointed, and I was very upset after in the corner. But for the most part, you respect was a coach. You respect the other coach. You shake their hand. You have your fighter shake their hand. It's really just about being ethical and being a martial artist, even as a coach or versus a fighter. So it's really very similar though, guys. It's very similar. Just a little more nerve wracking because you can't control it. Is my experience from it. If y'all have any other subjects you'd like me to go over, just leave a comment below. I try to make these videos. I film usually 4 or 5 of them on a Sunday, and I try to get a couple of them out every week. I appreciate you guys' support, and if you're new to martial arts and you're looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Martial Arts School and Instructor. The link is in the description below. Thank you, guys.